Young Female Entrepreneurs, the weekly live stream that we do every Thursday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern. I would normally say here at ovaleye.tv in the studio, but tonight we are live from the Biltmore Hotel. Oh, I'm not even looking at the camera, I'm looking at myself. We're here live from the Biltmore, Los Angeles, and I'm with Erin of Well in LA, who is the city coordinator. I'm very excited about that. But before we get into it, I wanted to briefly mention a couple things about our sponsors. Tonight's show is brought to you by
the Biltmore? No.
Well, technically, yes. We are definitely brought to you by the Biltmore Los Angeles, but we're also brought to you by, I don't have my notes here, but we're brought to you by Ovaleye. Cloud services, we help you build something for yourself through web hosting, cloud services, domain names, and other fun services. Visit ovaleye.com to buy your web hosting and domain services today, and also by audible.com. Go to www.audibletrial.com/ovaleye and grab a free audiobook download. And if you don't have Audible yet, make sure that you do that. You can grab a number of books. What's your favorite book?
Ooh, I just read Firestarter that I downloaded with the Audible. Yeah,
Firestarter. I want to read that really bad. I would recommend tonight. What's a fun, cool, hipster one? The $100 Startup is pretty hipster right now.
Yes.
LA, since we're here, it's very hipster. We've been walking around. Erin's been giving me a nice tour of downtown, and it's been a lot of fun. So, along with Erin on the show tonight, we're going to have two amazing young female entrepreneurs. I'm very excited. I'm trying to tweet here and do a couple things at the same time, unfortunately, but I am going to try and be on Twitter. So the best way, if you have questions for them, is to tweet Young Female Entrepreneurs at YF Entrepreneur, or use the hashtag YFETV. We are live, like I said. And so the two amazing young female entrepreneurs that we're going to have tonight is Nyla Blades and Donna, how do you pronounce your last name? Keza. That's what I thought. And I should have asked that before we went live, but I didn't. Yeah, exactly. And of course, the beautiful Erin. And then, of course, later on,
we'll have Shahzad.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. If traffic hasn't swallowed her alive.
Yeah, of luxlife.com. And so all of these women are doing incredible things down in the Los Angeles area. And they're going to be speaking at tonight's YFE LA meetup, which is something that Erin coordinates every other month. It's really incredible. She sells out of all of her events, and they're passionate, energetic young women that show up. And it's really all because of Erin. So, Erin, why don't you tell us a little bit about, we've had Erin on the live stream before, but it was when we were first getting started.
Yeah,
and I feel like right now you guys should be reintroduced to Erin. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Erin, and my site is Well in LA, and I do a lot of lifestyle and wellness blogging in and around LA. And I also have a few other things I do, which makes me one of those fun, multifaceted entrepreneurs. But my primary focus is on writing and consulting at this time, and coordinating the YFE LA events, which has been a complete blast. And getting to know so many incredible women in the area, and then online connecting with you guys. I think we even have some people coming up from San Diego tonight.
Mm-hmm. So I'm very excited. We just talked to Kickstart Kitchen last night on in Ovaleye TV, and Jules of the duo is going to be up. So excited to meet her. But okay, so Erin, why don't you give us the dish on the women that come to these things? Are there any fun stories? Anyone that's doing really something very unique?
Gosh, I'm trying to think right off the top of my head. I should have had my script prepared. I know we have a lot of really fun social entrepreneurs in the group, so people who are looking to make an impact and give back. We've got a one-for-one toothbrush company where every toothbrush that she sells in Whole Foods and other retailers, she gives a toothbrush to a child in a developing country.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's cool. There's someone who's trying to do a social entrepreneur focus with a wine bar. I'm all about this.
Social entrepreneurship and wine.
And wine. Why not bring those two things together? We have a lot of people who are trying to come forward as personalities in the LA community, so doing a lot of outreach, showing what's going on in our community, what makes LA so unique. We got a taste of that today with the sumo wrestler commercial going across the street. So yeah, if you see Jen in a commercial.
Yeah, poor Erin. She literally traipsed around downtown with me. I forgot my wallet at one point, and we're like, okay, I have to go all the way back and go get it in Jen's hotel because she's losing her mind. So anyway, it was a lot of fun, and LA was a very eclectic space. So apart from some of the cool things that are happening, as far as I guess the movement goes and events and like actual resources for young women in Los Angeles, are there any places like co-working spaces was a big one on our Twitter chat. A lot of you guys talked about co-working, maybe some cool incubators or like cool college programs that you think young women should be checking out in LA?
Yeah, so there are a lot of really great co-working spaces. A lot of them are downtown because the space is ample. The Hub LA is one, so shout out to them.
Yeah, they were tweeting us.
There's a couple in the art district, and they're also surrounded by really great coffee shops, which is a perk. We have USC and UCLA here, and both of them have really strong entrepreneur-focused undergrad and business programs in the grad department. So if you're looking for interns, aside from just posting on Craigslist, which isn't the way to go about it, there's great programs you can be involved with. And then aside from that, I just think no one in LA ever sits still, which makes it a great place for entrepreneurs because there's always something happening that you can be a part of. It's more of being selective and choosing like where you're spending your time and energy as an entrepreneur, and finding which communities best fit you. And I wanted to bring YFE to LA because I feel like so many of the programs are very like tech oriented or VC oriented. Or they're speaking to a demographic of women who are making 6 figures a year, and most of us are just, starting out and finding our footing. So that doesn't really fit who we are yet, and that's why I love YFELA. So, and it's fun to tap into a larger network. Like, hi, all of you out there.
Yeah. So the Twitter chats are a big thing. The next one is September 18th, and this will be our last question because Erin's got to go get everything ready at the event. But as far as someone that's maybe out in New York or in Seattle, for example, if they want to connect with someone in LA, what's the best way to do that?
The best way to connect in LA is to tweet at me right now at WellInLA, which is WELLINLA. And if you can use the hashtag, if you can use the hashtag YFELA, that'll flag it to me immediately. And Jen and I are working behind the scenes to get a website launched specific to the LA community, so stay tuned. And our next event is November 15th, and tickets sell out fast. So make sure that you're watching on Twitter, and we announce everything about 3 weeks in advance, and they sold out a week ahead of time this round. So yeah,
that's great. So everyone, make sure that you tweet out to Erin and say thank you so much for furthering the movement and connecting all the young women in Los Angeles. But I'm going to go ahead and let her go, and we'll go ahead and bring on a couple other amazing young female entrepreneurs. But thank you so much, Erin.
Thank you.
Really
see you guys at the event.
Okay, so this again, we're at the Biltmore Hotel in Los Angeles, and we're at the Sai Sai Noodle Bar, and so we're just going to kind of make it super cash and kind of wing it. But again, let's see, we're on the Twitter hashtag. For those of you that know, that have been on the live stream before, we're on YFE.TV or YFETV, sorry, the hashtag on Twitter, YFETV, and I'm not on the chat right now because it was having some issues with our Wi-Fi. But I'll make sure that I check out that hashtag so that if you have questions for Nyla Blades or Donna Keza, and they both have their own businesses and they've joint ventured and done some fun things together, make sure that you tweet that out and ask them questions. So just to get started, I'm going to go ahead and check the hashtag, but I've met you guys online. I've had you on the live stream, which was incredible. Make sure that you check that out. I'll make sure I link to this too. But yeah, I met you on the Twitter chats and we've been talking, and I'm sure a lot of you that are watching tonight have seen both of them on the Twitter chat. So I'm sure a lot of you have a small idea, but why don't you tell them a little bit more about your individual businesses and how you've, just like a brief explanation of how you've worked together.
Sure. So I'm Nyla Blades. My business is called Polka Dot Coaching. I am a small business coach for women. So I help women entrepreneurs create profitable, mission-driven businesses through, just making sure that their mission is together, that they understand what their plan is, and that they can move step by step and create these awesome, wonderful businesses.
And I'm Donna Keza, and I own Donna Keza Marketing Optimist Consulting Company.
I like that you have the word optimist in it. I think that's really cute.
I thought I was so clever when I came up with that, because I was like, search engine optimization, okay, I'm playing on this.
That's so clever.
So thank you very much. Confirming how clever I am. I am an internet marketing consultant, so I help small and mid-sized businesses create content online and promote that content through various networks such as social media, blogging, e-marketing, pretty much whatever you can think of, I'll help you do it. So
Awesome. So now, how did you both meet then?
So we actually met at another networking group. So, but so we met at another networking
Are you
group.
allowed to say what group it was?
Oh yeah, it was Creative Connection LA. So it was another networking group here in LA, and it was focused more on creative entrepreneurs. So both of us met there, and we just really clicked and hit it off. And I think the interesting thing about us is, well, first of all, business and marketing go hand in hand. And so I think we both have our separate kind of realms that we're really good at. And then also, we're kind of like a yin and yang kind of, so we really balance each other well in our personalities.
because Nyla is a very good coach, and she's very good at leading people to the answer and helping them find their way. And I'm a little more bossy, and I like to tell people what to do. So it kind of balances out, and we
nicely.
found a synergistic relationship there.
Okay, so now what exactly do you do together then?
So right now we're working on a number of different things, but the first thing that's going to be coming up early next year is we're going to be doing some online classes for people who are launching their businesses and kind of in the first year getting started with their businesses, to help them around the planning and really defining goals and marketing tactics. So really how to execute those goals. Because a lot of people find themselves, especially in the first couple of years of their business, they want to see that growth and they want to be able to reach out to people. They might not exactly know how to do it, but they also might not have the budgets yet to really hire on consultants full time. So we want to give people the tools, at least for the first couple of years when there's a little bit more time for you to take on that marketing effort and developing your business on your own, how to kind of do that and how to execute those things. So
Sounds good to me.
Online
All right,
classes.
so now as far as the partnership goes, logistically wise, so if let's say that someone meets someone else at YFELA tonight at the meetup, and they're like, oh, we really click it off, we have kind of opposing whatever, and let's do some kind of joint ventureship. What does that look like? Like, okay, you can totally say I'm not going to answer this, but who takes in the money? Like, how does it get, like, how does the behind the scenes work for the young women that haven't done something like you guys are doing? Again, totally feel free to decline.
I think it's important to be really upfront and, be really honest. Don't hold anything back. And I don't think either of us have that kind of personality where we hold things back. So I think we've been really honest about what we're looking for through the venture and, what kind of income we're hoping to bring in and everything. Also, I think it's important to get that actually drafted up. So
you have like an actual contract that you've put together for each other, or kind of like an unspoken contract?
We have written, and then
I did not tell them that I was going to put them on the grid like this.
No,
they're doing very well with it.
We have both, and then a lot of, like, some of the expenses, it kind of ebbs and flows. It goes back and forth, so it'll come out of it, because a lot of it balances out. And
okay, well, let's talk about, as far as you both have your own businesses and you're coming together to put effort into this joint program together. Now, is there some kind of thing that you talked about before that, saying I'm going to spend X amount of time on this project?
We have budgets in place, so we know what we're willing to spend.
So budgets in terms of like financial budgets, and also like time commitment and like knowledge and all that fun stuff.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're both pretty clear on how much time we want to invest in getting it started, because obviously we're also working on our own businesses as well. So working on budgets for our own time. We have weekly calls where we check in with each other. We have financial budgets so that we know how much each is spending, making sure it's even, and making sure that, we recently hired a web designer, so budgeted for that, interviewed a bunch of
which one
different people.
of you is in charge of the web designer? Are both of you giving your input to that, or
we actually both give our input. So a lot of times what we'll do is we'll meet together. So like Donna said, we have weekly calls. So that's always one of the line items on our agenda, and we will talk about whatever new exciting things she's kind of sent out to us and get together on the same page, and then we'll feed that to her.
Yeah, so that she doesn't have to deal with me. We sort it all out, and then because as a project manager, I understand how annoying that is. So I don't want to annoy my vendors. Don't annoy your vendors. Get yourself together before you get on the phone with them.
Yeah,
please.
no, that's great. Now,
not nice.
So tonight you're going to be talking about the not so sparkly part of entrepreneurship. Now, as a partnership, it sounds like you guys work very well together and that you have things figured out. But is there any kind of thing that you would maybe caution young female entrepreneurs, say they wanted to partner with a friend or someone they just met at a networking event? What would be like the precautionary things, saying look out for this, look out for that, or maybe this is not that great?
Yeah, I think I really caution against rushing into partnerships. I've been burned in the past where I've rushed into a partnership and then I was like, oh, we don't want the same thing at all, and this person's on a completely different page as me. So I think it's really important to make sure you're on the same level and talk to that person and feel them out and make sure they're not a lunatic and they're going to run off later or anything like that. So I think that's important. And then I think, with anything else, we're entrepreneurs, so that involves a certain amount of risk. So it's just kind of having that knowledge and kind of going into it eyes open.
And I would say also that before we make any huge financial investments and huge time investments, we've done certain events together. Like we're presenting together tonight.
We've done smaller things.
So we know that we work well together, that people respond to us as a team.
Oh,
so
cool.
I would say, try it out in different venues before you
That's a good point.
invest, $10,000 in
Go
this
back
startup
and analyze it
and then realize it's not a worthwhile venture. So
yeah, no, that's a great tip. Now, as far as your program goes, for everyone that's watching, where can they find more information about what you've been pulling together as a joint effort? Because we have both of your links up there. Hopefully you guys can see in the lower third.
Right now, the best place to find us, I would say, is on Twitter, because we're both pretty responsive and we're both
You're
always
both very
on
responsive
Twitter.
on Twitter. I know. I always look at it. It's so much fun. They're so funny on Twitter.
Because we are, like I said, we have a web designer right now, but she's working on the site.
Right.
Bless her. And she's doing a really good job. But it's not up yet. But you will be able to find us at donnaandnyla.com coming up.
In October,
In
probably
October.
the end of October.
Yay!
Sounds exciting.
In the meantime, stay tuned on Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter, and then both of our individual websites or
Which
Facebook.
are?
I'm on polka.coaching.com.
And I'm marketing-optimist.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming. They came early and everything. They're going to be speaking at tonight's event. So this is a big deal. And as far as I've understood, that LA traffic is not that great. So thank you again. And make sure that everyone checks out their website and tweets them over on the hashtag thing's not working on the Twitter. So you guys, I'm really sorry for asking questions. I'll try and forward them over and maybe they'll pop into Twitter and check them out afterwards.
Yeah,
For
absolutely.
sure.
Thanks,
All
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we're doing a little round table again. Oh my goodness, you're gorgeous in person too. So Sharzad,
Yes.
right? Okay, so welcome back to Young Duo Entrepreneurs live stream. We're doing kind of like a weird setup tonight.
Okay.
So
Which camera do you
here,
want me to look at?
Scooch up. So we're talking to this camera. And so you are luxlife.com, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
I am a lifestyle blogger, and I blog about anything from beauty, style, food, travel. And I also specialize in making, I hope, entertaining, informative, fun online video content. Yes, so I partner with brands about half the time to make these fun sort of sponsored videos and blogs that I blast into cyberland, and yeah, so that's what I do.
So I've watched a couple of her videos on
Thank you.
YouTube, and I watched the Hail Bob one
Yes.
that you did with Aaron. So I think
Which
we have
was
some
fun.
pictures that I'll be showing of both of them together
Goody.
that are really fun.
Goody.
But the ones on YouTube, we've got like 6,000 subscribers, 6,500.
Well, what are we at
7,000?
right now? Like 6,352 as of this afternoon. My goal is cyber domination here, and
like
while
that.
I'm really happy about where I'm at, I have massive goals, and
bet.
so I'm ready for like 100,000 subscribers by yesterday. But I
I like
appreciate
her already.
the journey. It's been fun. It's so much harder than I thought it would be, and but it's been a really fun ride so far.
Okay, so going back, you have 6,300
Yeah.
100,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Now, how exactly are you bringing revenue into Lex Life? Then you talked a little bit about working with brands. What exactly does that mean for people that are interested in going into that space?
Yeah. Well, basically, some companies, brands pay me to make online video content for them. So I'll sit down with them, get an idea of what they're basically like mini cyber commercials that live in YouTube land and on my blog forever. So I'll sit down with a company and we'll kind of work together and figure out what sort of collaboration we want to do. So with this travel company I work with, Room 77, they I pitched them this idea. I said, look, YouTube is huge right now. You guys got to get online. Let's make some videos. I want to be your online travel host. And I pitched them this whole thing. It took a couple months. And then finally they were like, okay, here's a budget. Go do it. Show us what you got. And I was like, yes. So that was awesome. They gave me complete creative control, all with like a travel theme. So that's been a really fun project. And then there's been a few more things like that, series of videos, and again, it's always different depending on what me and the brand want to do.
So these aren't necessarily brands coming to you. It's people that you've like specifically spotted out and said, there's a weakness here and I can fill it, or there's an audience here that I have and I can give it to them.
A little bit of both. If brands have approached me in the past and like the fit just isn't right. Maybe it's a skincare company that I'm just not really into. And then other brands I go after. And then other brands come to me, and then we just realize that it's going to work out and we're going to make some cool things happen online. So it's a little bit of both. I'm definitely hustling and finding people and going after them because I want to work with them and I feel like they're a reflection of me and I'm a reflection of them and we can make some cool things happen.
No, I think that's awesome. Now, as far as the actual pitching goes, I don't want to like have you reveal your secrets or anything like that. But as far as figuring it out, like learning how to pitch, are you going by like the Guy Kawasaki like pitch an investor kind of a pitch, or is it different if you're pitching a brand for a specific project? You customize it. What does that look like?
It's honestly, it's a crapshoot. Sometimes I have no idea what's working, and every single person's been different. Sometimes I kind of like know somebody like the PR person who helps me pitch, or I'll pitch to someone who will help me pitch to somebody else, or I'll just go directly in and maybe get shot down. It's a little bit of everything.
Sounds really scary to me.
It's a lot of cold calling and like, hey, here's why I'm great, hire me. This is something you've probably never done before, but this is why you should do it. And it's a lot of people saying, wait a minute, no, YouTube, like we don't really care. But I think that people are shifting their minds or opening up a little bit. They're understanding the importance of being on YouTube, and that's really where I feel like I kind of shine, and I've gotten great comments and feedback and interaction, and stuff I put out there, it's there forever. And if a brand wants,
and it's searchable.
It's searchable. Yeah. There's so many things that I've like done with brands, and then I look on YouTube, which after Google is the second most used search engine in the world. So having a presence on there is huge. And I'll go like put in 4 Seasons Boston, and my video will show up on the first page, and I'm like, yes, something's working out there. I love it. So it's new for me, so it's a little bit of everything. There's no secret. It's a lot of cold calling and hustling.
Try and see what happens and go back, analyze it, and make changes. Now, do you think that someone that's living in like Kansas City could have as great of an impact, I guess?
No, move to LA immediately. No, no, I'm kidding.
It's a legitimate question, though, right? I mean, you have so much more access to brands and the whole kind of package out here.
There's definitely businesses in Kansas that would love a cute blogger to go into their steakhouse and do a fun review of their, their barbecue sauce or steak. I've never had steak in my life, so I don't know how that would work. But absolutely, every city has a business, and every city could have a cute, fun blogger, vlogger, or husband and wife duo that makes videos. Absolutely, this is something that can be all over the world, anywhere, anytime, any business. It's just about, partnering with people that make sense.
Okay, so if you could give one tip to an aspiring lifestyle blogger or video blogger, what would it be?
Be very open-minded. Yes should be your favorite word. Go out there and collaborate. I have a lot of tips. I can't just pick one. Collaborate.
I'm excited. She's going to be speaking tonight, and I'm going to listen very closely. Take notes. I might share them with you, or I might not.
Collaborate with fun movers and shakers that are doing similar stuff that you're doing.
And you do some crazy stuff. Try. Like with Erin, just that video I watched was awesome.
Erin's my soulmate. I love her. Seriously, from the second we met, which was through Twitter, it was like, oh, let's be friends immediately. And so much good has happened from working with her. I think she is strong where I am weak. and we just have like a good kind of thing. We bounce off of each
funny,
other.
And I think Erin would be comfortable with me saying this, is that she said like the exact same thing about you.
Oh, yay! Good. We're both
nice.
Geminis, and we're both going to be 30, 2 days apart from each other. So we feel like we're connected somehow. We've got good Gemini juju moving and shaking and grooving till we're 30. Yeah.
Fun. Okay, so where can people find you online?
Well, cyber domination, so I'm everywhere. But I guess the best place would be to direct people to luxlife.com. That way you can find all my fun little things. So that's luxlyfe.com.
So that's where we can find you today. In
Yes.
5 years from now, where can we find you? What will you be doing?
Obviously, I'll have my own show.
What kind
and
of show?
It'll
Is that
be
like a
a
travel
travel meets beauty show, kind of like woman versus beauty, like man versus food, but woman versus beauty. Like I'll be the girl that'll try anything. Like I will do anything to be pretty. I'll do it all.
So if
Yeah.
anyone's watching, she's pitching it right now.
Producers, pay attention. I'm available for hire, and I've got a great idea, so I'm ready.
Oh my gosh, you're the funniest. Okay, so of course we've been talking with Erin of Well in LA. If you're just tuning in right now, it's fantastic. She's coordinated all of the YFE meetups in the Los Angeles area, which we'll be going to right after this. We talked to Nyla Blades and Donna Keza, and they're both marketing whizzes.
Yes.
They're putting together a lot of different programs for young female entrepreneurs, more mature female entrepreneurs at heart, whatever. For everyone. So make sure that you check them out on Twitter. They're fantastic. And we just got done with talking to Sharzad.
Yes.
Okay, she's got the prettiest name, and I
you.
was like, I asked probably 3 different people how to pronounce it. I was so worried that I was going to mispronounce it.
I'm very impressed by the way you said it too, because it's a
Okay,
tough one. I know that, but
Okay,
you said
good.
it perfectly.
Good.
So nice to meet you.
Oh, thank you.
And so much about you.
So, if you want to find out any more information about this episode, you can go to ovalay.tv or on youngfemaleentrepreneurs.com or subscribe to us on iTunes. There's both the video and audio and all that fun stuff. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/youngfemaleentrepreneurs. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching this evening. I apologize for not being on the chat. I'll make sure that I follow up on Twitter and see if anyone had any questions. But until then, we'll see you next Thursday here at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern, back in the ovalay.tv studio. Thank you so much to the Biltmore, Los Angeles. They're doing some really cool things. We're here again in the Side Noodle Bar. Very cool stuff. So next Thursday, just very quickly, is a very cool guest. Totally blacking on it right now. But it's September 20th. The producer's laughing at me too. September 20th at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern, right? September 20th, 7 days.
yes.
September 20th.
I'm going to just go ahead and agree with you.
Yes, thank you very much. She does legal documents. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I am totally blanking out. Let me just make up for myself and pull it up really fast. I promise I'll be super fast.
I'll
Okay.
dance for them and entertain them.
Jennifer Ruding, yes. Awesome. She's out of the Las Vegas area, and of course the Wi-Fi here is going a little slow. There we go. She's on Twitter, Jennifer Ruding, and she had, let me just make sure, docrun.com. This is a brand new company that she did. She wrote the best-selling limited liability companies for dummies. So this is not a live stream you're going to want to miss. This is one you're going to definitely want to show up to. She started her first company at 17, founding incorp.com, which is now the 3rd largest registered agent service provider in the U.S., and later myllc.com. So this one's very, very...
That was a mouthful.
Yeah, seriously. She's going to be
That's
fantastic.
impressive.
So show up next Thursday. And again, thank you so much for showing up to the live stream. Thank you to all of my guests and to the Biltmore. We'll see you next week.
Have a go.